This was my shocking hairline, and in April I decided to go to Istanbul, Turkey and get it sorted.
When I wake up, my pillow was kind of red.
Did it freak you out when you woke up? Did you think, oh my God?
No, just, red.
I saw a photo in a plane. It were a lot of men with no hair.
It has been crazy. It was not like that 5 years ago. The demand is increasing all the time.
My son is planning to come out here. He wants to come out here to do a hair transplant. He heard it was cheaper.
You've probably heard a lot about hair transplants in Turkey. You might even have seen some memes about it too. You know what I mean, the airplane one. But I was kind of surprised that young men are coming to Turkey to have the procedure.
I'm going to take you guys on a journey. This was day one after my first transplant.
I've received these absolutely incredible results.
So we're in Istanbul to find out why. So we're on our way to a hair transplant clinic. We're laughing because I've had to take this about 500 times. Okay, let's start again. We're on our way to a hair transplant clinic in Istanbul, and we're going to speak with a hair transplant surgeon and also see a hair transplant being done. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. We're back in London, we're editing the video, but we just wanted to let you know we didn't actually see a hair transplant take place.
But the video is still worth watching.
So this is all part of our coverage that we're doing on cosmetic surgeries and procedures in Turkey, and why so many people from across the world come to Turkey to get these kinds of procedures done. So we can keep watching.
Nice to meet you, introduce you to the real me.
Afters.
How long does it take after the procedure for their hair to be growing back?
As we go back, for example, for the crown region, we need 15 to 18 months. Because the circulation, it's a bit weaker compared to frontal region. Yes.
How does a hair transplant take place?
First, we need to understand their expectations, because everybody has a different expectation. Some is realistic, some is not. And once we start the procedure, first we should handle the extraction, which is very important because, this operation mainly depends on the donor region. Usually, depending on the graft count, it takes around 2 hours. Then our patient turns around. One of our doctors will perform the incision part. Then comes the implantation. So the whole thing usually takes around 6 to 8 hours.
Is it painful?
Considering the operation would take 6 to 8 hours, only 10 to 12 minutes of this operation might be a bit painful. But I always motivate my patients like no pain, no gain, and after 10 minutes, rest of the operation, it's painless.
Do your patients ever show you a picture of a celebrity or an influencer that they want their hair to look like?
I believe it's the guy who punched a comedian during Oscars. Will Smith, yeah. Like they want a snitched hairline like him and a temples like him. Recently, especially during the COVID and after the COVID, almost all of our patients are foreign patients, and the demand is increasing all the time. We are receiving consultation requests all the time, and we try to, help them. We try to be honest with them and explain their situation and offer them reasonable solutions.
And how many of your patients that you treat are in their 20s?
For example, we have 13 patients today. More than half of them are below 30 years old. If a patient is suffering from hair loss and hair thinning, sometimes the self-confidence, gets altered a bit, and it all comes back to the self-confidence, to be honest.
I went to Turkey at 21 to get a hair transplant at the beginning of April.
This is what it started like. My hairline was in the gutter, it was in hell with the devil, it was in a cemetery. My hair was in a grave, bruv. It was Pikachu.
Hair loss in South Asian men, especially young men, is such a prominent issue.
So after speaking to the surgeon, we really wanted to find someone who had just had a hair transplant. And we thought it'd be pretty easy in Istanbul, that we'd find someone walking around with a bandage or with a headband on. But it was actually quite hard, so we had to change tactics. So Emma and I...
Top of my head off.
Okay, so let's try that again. Emma and I are about...
Bruh.
We're about to infiltrate a hotel.
Okay, infiltrate or just walk into a hotel that we know a lot of people stay at while they're in Turkey having surgery. So we're going to walk in and hopefully speak to some people and meet some people who are either recovering or about to have surgery.
So in case that wasn't clear, we had to go into the hotel to find somebody who'd had a hair transplant because we naively thought they'd just be walking around the streets, but actually they go from place to place in transfers. So we had to try a different tactic and we did find somebody who'd speak to us.
Why did you want to have the transplant?
Oh, because I just want to try and I just want to kind of move my hair. I just want to get my hair.
Was there something bothering you about your hair before?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to improve my looks.
Was there anyone online that was making you want to have the transplant?
He's a guy who are doing YouTube. He's doing YouTube for this surgery in Japan. And in Japan, it's so famous to surgery in Tokyo because of price and quality. We have a good choice to get surgery in Tokyo. Maybe 3 times cheaper than Japan.
Was it painful? Did you feel any pain during the surgery?
Actually, I can't say not at all. I do hair removal in general, so it's maybe 5 times higher than it. It's more painful, yeah.
Did you tell your parents or your family or your friends that you were having the surgery?
I didn't say, and I'm gonna go to Japan next week, so I'm gonna see them maybe without saying because maybe they will get so surprised. Oh, that's it. Maybe they will laugh.
Is there any advice you would give to your friend or someone that you know if they're thinking about having the same surgery?
If you feel some anxious or feel some negative emotion about your hair, you should do it.
And how do you ensure that these surgeries that are being done, that they're safe?
So we are pretty equipped for everything. We have an ER room, we have an anesthesiologist. So whatever comes our way, we have confined in ourselves. So not all the hair transplant clinics, to be honest, have doctors working at their clinics. But at our clinic, we have an anesthesiologist, we have 5 doctors who performs the incision part, and we also have a medical esthetician. So I do not badmouth about other clinics, but patients should feel safe and confident when they are going for an operation.
So it's super clear that even though the hair transplant industry in Turkey is booming, it's important that people take the right precautions. So if you are considering a hair transplant, you can...
We shut the game down. 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 They don't want it no more. Highlights playing slow-mo. They can't guard us too slow. Undefeated, let's go. There's no competition. They out there just wishing. Every time I get it, they just hope I miss it. We shut the game down. 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 I'm a Hall of Famer. Your whole team in danger. That's why you mad, foe. I'm seeing all your anger. I know you hate to lose. I see your ego bruised. We got a lot to prove. You gotta pay your dues.
I want to say about you and the oat milk.
No!
We shut the game down. We shut the game down. We shut the game down.